What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel. Before we get into this next video, I'd like to make a special announcement. In April 2025, I will be launching a new Patreon. That's right. We can do things over there that we can't do on them folks' platform. So if you've been a supporter here, you've been a subscriber here, you've rocked out with me here, I expect to see you over yonder at the Storefront Church. We opening up in April. We're going to have a whole lot going on there that we can't do here. For example, we'll be able to chat directly over there in our private chat rooms on Patreon. We can talk about things that we couldn't talk about here on them folks' platform. We can have private conversations. We can have public conversations. I want to be more available to the people who really rock out with me. To that end, not only will I put exclusive videos over there that won't be available on YouTube, but we'll also have exclusive live streams, y'all. That's right. I'm going to go live more often in the Patreon. So if you've rocked out with me here, if you felt what I've been doing here, if you're picking up what I'm putting down over here on them folks' platform, well, it's going to be greater over there. So I hope you rock with me. As the old folks say, we can go another further over there. So don't meet me there, beat me there. I'll leave a link in the description. Y'all go sign up. Ain't no charge for nothing right now. I'm just collecting information and emails and getting everything set up for April 2025. Y'all meet me on Patreon. And now let's get to the video.
That story is never going to be washed away. It will forever be with us.
A poignant moment for Kiana Jones as she looks at her work at Black Lives Matter Plaza.
It's bittersweet, right?
She painted the 2-block stretch on 16th Street Northwest in June 2020. The space was created after the death of George Floyd as a place for both protests and healing.
That's what art is about. It's about creating. It's about having hard conversations, and you can create again. So it's never gone forever.
In a statement on Tuesday, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said the district will paint over the mural that stands 1 block from the White House. Today, she explained why.
We have bigger fish to fry than fights over what has been very important to us and to their history, and especially in our ability to keep our city safe during that time. That mural played a very important part.
Kiana, who is a Southeast D.C. native, understands the mayor's decision.
People have been losing jobs. There have been budget cuts. There's been a lot that's been going on. And to have to fight for this and potentially lose a lot of funding that we definitely need right now, I understand that we have to make a choice, and sometimes art may not be it.
So at this moment, Kiana is choosing to reflect on the impact that her work made.
It speaks for itself. People travel the world to see this.
Including civil rights leader and former Georgia Congressman John Lewis, who made his last public appearance at Black Lives Matter Plaza in June 2020 before he died 1 month later.
It's a moment in history that can't be erased. I'm so honored and grateful to be a part.
She says while her work may be washed away physically, it will always be a part of her spirit that she leaves in her hometown.
Yeah, it can't be washed out. Exactly. Can't wash me out, baby.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, I guess you've heard by now that Black Lives Matter Plaza in Washington, D.C. is being torn down. Well, it was never really constructed per se. But you had some letters painted on the street, big yellow letters that said Black Lives Matter. It can be seen from above, but not so much if you were down in the trenches, if you were walking right over it, if you were right in the midst of it. How ironic is that? If you're right in the middle of the struggle, you really can't see it. But if you stretch out and get above it or get beyond it, oh, it becomes clear. That's going to go over some people's heads. But here we are, y'all. And in the wake of what Donald Trump has told to Mayor Bowser of D.C., say, hey, you better clean up this mess or I'm going to do it. I will federalize this whole thing and have the government come down because I got friends who are coming to see me at the White House. I got dignitaries from other countries who are coming to see me and visit me. And they got to go through all the homeless camps and all the foolishness. And, well, part of that foolishness, according to Donald Trump, and I'm speaking for him in this moment, but I would assume that he thinks some of that foolishness are those letters in the middle of the street that say Black Lives Matter. And if you follow me for some time, 2 things you should know. One is that I feel like education is the civil rights issue of our time. And if we're going to be better as a people, we're going to have to get a strong grasp on education and make sure that the next generation is better than the last. Well, number two is that we need to focus on substance rather than symbolism. We are so caught up in symbols, feel-good symbols, dopamine hits, as opposed to real substantive things that make people better, make America better, make America greater. How about that? Well, these little letters in the street, I thought was silly from the beginning. Number one, because Black Lives Matter never really represented Black people. Oh, and I know that's going to make some people mad, but follow the money and look where the money went. And you'll see that the Blackity Blacks only got a little tiny piece, and all that money was funneled through that organization. Went right through your hands, went right past you. You never even got to sniff it. And here you are, wanting to weep over some letters in the street. You know what? Those letters are just symbols. just like the letters that say walk. Matter of fact, the crosswalk is more valuable than those letters in the street that said Black Lives Matter, because at least the crosswalk is instructive. At least the turning arrow in the middle of the street is instructive. It tells you what to do. But even if you are Blackity Black and you gaze upon these big yellow letters in the street that say Black Lives Matter, what is it instructing you to do? What is it moving you or inspiring you to do? What is it telling you you should do? Be Black? Well, you're already Black. Have life? Well, you already got life. Well, believe your life matters? Well, you should already believe that. And if you don't, well, we got deeper problems we need to fix than painting the street.
We'll invite students and artists to create new murals across all 8 wards. The mural inspired millions and helped our city through a very painful period, reflecting on how the Black Lives Matter mural became a symbol during the protest against police brutality in 2020. But now we can't afford to be distracted by meaningless congressional interference. The devastating impacts of the federal job cuts must be our number one concern. Our focus is on economic growth, public safety, and supporting our residents affected by these cuts. That was the statement that she released. I just got to go ahead and say it. That's a bullshit statement, Mayor. It's a bullshit statement. What you should be saying, Mayor Bowser, is Republicans, how dare you always talk about big government? How dare you always talk about local control? And now you want to tell the residents of D.C., who are not a state, who are taxpayers, who give their lives to this country, you're now telling us how we must conduct ourselves in this country. This is where the mayor should be rallying D.C. residents to let this Republican and Republican leadership know. In fact, what her statement should be saying is that I call House Speaker Mike Johnson to say, don't allow this to move forward. Don't bring it up as a bill. This is the capitulation I'm talking about. Liberty Plaza? That's what they want? What this is, we gonna make y'all do whatever it is we want y'all to do. Bend over. Do what we want. We can run it. That's all this is. They not fooling us. We know what they're trying to do. They've always used Washington, D.C. for their own purposes. They've always done that.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting because I've always considered a mural to be artistic, some type of art, some type of image that was birthed out of a creator's mind that they brought to life with a painting or a pencil. And this is just letters of the alphabet that have come together to form words that together themselves have represented something that overall has been a net negative to the Blackity Blacks. What have you gotten from white folks marching around talking about Black Lives Matter? What have you gotten from white folks running around setting things on fire and throwing bricks through windows in the name of Black Lives Matter? What have you gotten from cities cornering off places and say, oh, this is where we're going to let the monkeys run wild. It's a net negative. It's been a blemish not only on certain blue cities, but it's been a blemish on the country. And I hope that it hasn't been an overall blemish on Black folk, because not all Black folks have agreed with this foolishness that we have been told represents our interests. Well, what interest does paint in the street have on me, a man with multiple college degrees, multiple businesses? What does paint in the street mean? It means that you are teaching another generation to come along and focus on things that really don't matter. As you say, Black lives matter. Well, Black lives painted in the street don't matter. Black excellence matters. And you know where Black excellence comes in? When we can teach Black folks how to work with their money, how to manage finances, how to build wealth, how to get an education, how not to make babies and leave them there fatherless, how to abide within the law so that you don't spend the rest of your life behind bars. When y'all can take steps to get those things in order, then I believe that you're sincere about the sentiment that Black lives matter, because you acting like it. And not only just me, because who am I? But when other folks see you taking those steps, they will start to respect you more. Why? Because they see that you have self-respect. And this is the moment for self-reflection amongst the Blackity Blacks. You need to get it together. You need to think on this, because these little symbols that can be given to you can be taken away. Y'all, they coming around with a eraser. And they erasing those letters off the street. They're coming along with paint thinner. And your symbol, your sign, your strength, your empowerment, it's all being washed away by paint thinner.
Tonight, the days are numbered for DC's Black Lives Matter Plaza. Supporters say it inspired and raised awareness about racial injustice and inequality. But after pressure from Republicans in Congress, DC Mayor Muriel Bowser says it will be changed. Fox 5's Shamari Stone is in Northwest tonight with the details.
Tonight, there are dozens of protesters here at Black Lives Matter Plaza. Many of them walked up to me and said that they are upset about D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser's announcement. You see them right over here, and Black Lives Matter Plaza has become a landmark here in the district. As you can see, we are just right by the White House, and it has been here since the summer of 2020 after protest over racial injustice and police brutality. Tonight, Mayor Bowser saying it will be replaced as part of D.C.'s America 250 mural project involving students and artists from across all 8 wards in the district. Black Lives Matter Plaza was created after protests and unrest broke out nationwide following the deaths of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, becoming a place for people protesting against racism, police brutality, and the justice system. Now, there have recently been efforts in Congress to force the mayor to make the change or lose federal funding. No word on when the change will take place. In a statement, Mayor Bowser saying in part, quote, "The mural inspired millions of people and helped our city through a very painful period. But now we can't afford to be distracted by meaningless congressional interference," end quote.
This is tragic. You know, this really meant a lot to us as a community when we were really dealing with and struggling with the murder of George Floyd. And to see it just be erased really strikes at the heart of our community.
I think it's very shameful because the attack on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the attack on protests such as Black Lives Matter, I think it's an attempt to erase us and our struggle and our history, and it's wrong. And I'm just sorry that the mayor felt that she had to give in to that extortion.
And Mayor Bowser says that federal job cuts must be the #1 concern right now. You can read her full statement on fox5dc.com.
And there you have it, y'all. A certain segment of the community is clearly deeply moved by these letters in the street in Black Lives Matter Plaza. And you understand, if you've been around this country like I have, you understand when they get to renaming streets, well, that ain't nothing but super symbolism. Because you go to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in any city in America, and you know you in the hood. Is it the same for Black Lives Matter Plaza, according to Donald Trump, he don't like it. According to Donald Trump, there's homeless people out there. According to Donald Trump, he don't want his dignitaries riding through there to even see this. But it meant something to a certain segment of people. And I think that is not insignificant, but I just wonder, what does it really mean for you? This symbol. Does it inspire you? Does it intrigue you? Does it encourage you at all? Does it inform you? Old folks used to say, knowledge is power. Well, I would say that knowledge ain't power until you attach that knowledge to action. There's a lot of people who claim to have some knowledge, but they just sitting on their hind parts doing nothing, watching streets be painted. And because no significant action is taken, it is not significant at all. It's just a symbol that can be removed, as this one has been. We know that faith without works is dead. So if this encourages your faith in some kind of way, I'm glad about it. Now it's time to get to work. Now that this government has shown you that it can give you a symbol and it can take it away. What are you going to do with that knowledge? Are you going to put it into action? Or are you just going to take it on the chin and say, oh, well, we had it for a moment and now it's gone? Because they can come right back after this and rename the street. Government giveth, and the government taketh away. Y'all let me know what you think about this. I'd love to know your thoughts on Black Lives Matter Plaza being erased from the street, but not from our psyche. I hope it drives us to do better. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts, and don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel and share the video so we can get more people involved in the conversation, y'all. And like I always say, always remember and never forget, without the gospel, it's just chops. Until next time. Peace.